Hi, thanks for joining for another live meditation hour. And today I want to talk about what you can do, or one thing you can do to transform your life. And no, it's not meditation, although meditation will change your life for sure. Uh, but it's an incremental change, and also it takes a while because you have to sit and be with your thoughts for a real long time. But the one ritual which can transform your life in like lesser amount of time is journaling. I can't stress enough how many people I know personally, as well as people who I admire, the successful business people or podcasters or athletes or stand up comedian or actors or you name it. Almost all of them take notes and journal in one or the other form. And why I think that journaling is transformative habit, well, because I've been journaling for years and I can see the changes in my life. But very recently, for past 30 days or so, I have committed to journal 3 pages on random topic every single day. And since then, clearly I wrote like over 90 pages so far. And I choose random topics depending on my mood and, something I might have heard somewhere. Like I wrote about my relationship with money, my relationship with time, like self discipline, love, compassion. Um, just yesterday, I wrote about cleanliness. And let me tell you, one thing which I realized writing those 90 pages was that it's therapeutic. Because I don't stick with the topic. I start with that topic, but I go wherever my thoughts goes. In meditation, technically, I'm sitting down here and I'm bringing my thoughts back to my focus, which is to focus the breath and body sensations. Whereas while journaling, I'm free to explore my thoughts. And at times, I kind of, go back into my life experiences, and at times, I visualize and see what my future would look like. And doing both of those have given me immense amount of clarity of who I was, or at least how I used to look at the world, who I am in the sense like how I'm looking at the world right now, and where I want to be. And just by writing 3 pages a day can bring so much clarity, then I can't even imagine, like, if I not if I since I'm going to be doing this for my entire life, at any given time in my life, what amount of clarity I will be gaining. And trust me, out of 3 pages I write every day, most of them is just random crap. But there are nuggets, like these golden nuggets, which you can find here and there. And those golden nuggets are so rich in wisdom. And I'm not saying that I'm the wise person, but at times when I start writing, and especially when I'm not interrupted by any notifications, so I keep my phone away and just play some good alpha waves, brain waves, and start writing. So at times I get into this flow state where I'm just writing random stuff, but I feel that thoughts are flowing through me, and some of those thoughts are pretty cool, and I kind of find those golden nuggets is important, and sometimes those meaningful sentence can tie up the entire topic which I'm writing on. So, regardless of where you are in life or geographically, I believe this is one thing which you can incorporate in your life now more than ever, because imagine if you can just sit down and write whatever come into your mind for half an hour, or commit for like 2 or 3 pages. That would be more enriching experience, because you can write for 1 page and then you may not feel anything, but after writing 2 pages, then you're like, at times, at least I am like, what in the world should I write for the next whole page? And then, just still keep on writing whatever comes into my head. And at times I'm literally writing whatever I vocalize, like, oh, okay, like I'm feeling sleepy now, so I literally write that down, and automatically, one sentence leads to another, and it leads to another. And in the past, I have heard or listened to different podcasts from famous authors, and they kind of sort of lean onto this as well. Like at times, they just sit down and just write for hours. Like they have this daily ritual of like writing for an hour or 2 hour or whatever, and then they edit it out down the road. And that's what I'm like hoping for at this point. Like, at this point, I wrote about 30 different topics. And like I said, like even out of all the random sentences, even if I could find like one sentence which is useful and which I can incorporate in my life, then it's a win-win situation for me. And one of the thing which I realized like yesterday was how important cleanliness is in my personal life. I mean, that's something which I choose to do or not do, right? Uh, Honestly, I am a pretty clean person, or relatively speaking at least, but I have this habit of like hoarding papers, in the sense like the mails which I get from like bank or some other institute, and then I'm like, okay, I'll look at it later, and it's just been piling up there for a while. So just looking at that, I was like, damn, I should just make that decision then and there. Like, if it's important, then keep it and follow up or follow through. If it's not, then just, trash it. So I realized that just by incorporating cleanliness, I can be quick decision maker. And also how, at different point in my time, that cleanliness itself played different part in my life at that point. So that just with the cleanliness topic, right? Like in the past, I wrote about my relationship with money, and that kind of opened up like all the Pandora box, because it's not just a pretty recent relationship, because I grew up in a business family, so I had a different relationship growing up with money, and I can still see some of those patterns which are engraved in me. And I some patterns I admire, some patterns I don't, and I want to, just by writing it down, it becomes kind of easier for me to figure out like what I want to incorporate in my life going forward, and what I want to just you know uh, just let it go. And I feel most of the people will benefit from journaling, because first of all, it's very, very therapeutic. And right now, in the time we are living in, where you have nothing else to do and probably stressed out because of being confined at one place, just writing it down kind of release a lot of that pressure, and kind of give you a window into your past, or how you see yourself now or in the future. So that helps you to actually take actions in your life. And once you start taking actions, you will see result at some point. But I mean, the action shouldn't be to get the result. Result is more like a side effect. In my theory, the action itself should be fulfilling enough that you don't care about the result. Like I was pointing about cleanliness, right? The action, taking that action and just cleaning my whole apartment today feels so good. I feel that my mind is clear, and obviously my apartment is clean. So, it helps. And then this may or may not kind of reflect in some sort of result which I'm hoping for. But regardless of that, just doing that action itself was really helpful. And likewise, pick any topic which you are conflicted about. I mean, I'm conflicted about a ton of different topics, and that's why I feel that I would probably never be able to um, repeat any of the topics, because there are so many of the random topics or issues I have to kind of talk about or write about. And the other thing which I noticed is, like, as you start writing about, say, the latest topic, you will automatically go back to some of the things which you said 5 days back or 10 days back or whatever. And that's kind of sort of like act as a reminder. So, your subconscious brain or mind is pretty smart. You have to trust yourself and just focus on things which you want to get reminded. And once you start writing journal, even if it's like 10 days after you originally had that reminder set, your subconscious mind will remind you of that previous topic, and that will trigger you to take different action. So overall, I believe, other than maybe exhausting papers and pen or pencil, journaling is one of the best way to transform your life. And just by journaling your concepts, your ideas, your dreams, you would be able to have a clear visualization of where you see yourself, let's just say 5 years from today, what you want to accomplish 5 years from today. And that automatically triggers you to take action. Maybe, it could be as simple as, okay, I'll read this book to begin with. I'll contact this person to figure out how I'll go from point A to point B, whatever action that might be. But looking yourself, say, 3 years, 5 years down the road with clarity gives you a set of actions which you can take today and take the first step towards that dream. And this is one of the reasons I'm so grateful for this crisis. Not just the coronavirus crisis, but also my personal crisis. Because I don't have job. I didn't have, I mean, I was laid off like a few weeks back. And just since then, I've been obviously looking for a job so that I can, stay in the United States. But at the same time, this gives me enough amount of time to kind of process my thoughts, and especially in the times we are living in, where everything is uncertain, it becomes more chaotic. And at times I feel anxious, I feel disappointed, I feel doubtful, I feel like all kind of human emotions. And just by journaling this, create this tunnel of expressing myself, and just having that avenue to express my thoughts without any judgment, because nobody else is reading my journal. Unlike, well, nobody is watching this video either, I guess. So I can even say that over here, I guess. But it's therapeutic because you are in control, and you can write down, say, your darkest thoughts, your most vulnerable points, the time when you felt most devastated, or your rock bottoms or whatever. And just letting go of that, or just writing it down, kind of helps you to focus, or to kind of let go of that thought and focus on how you will come back, how you will bounce back from that stage altogether. So that being said, I hope that you start journaling from today, and start with 3 pages. Initially, when I wrote this, I was, overcommitting. I was like, I'm going to write 10 pages a day. And then I realized quickly that no kidding, that will never happen, or at least not right now. So I committed to trim it down to 3 pages because it looks kind of doable. And at the same time, I don't go over 3 pages. So that's the other thing. Even if I have thoughts, even if I want to write, I still write down only for 3 pages. That's it. Because that gives a mental uh, control in some sense, like, because there are time when you should push yourself, and there are time when you should limit yourself and create this process. And right now I feel that this self discipline is more important. So even though I can, I exercise every single day, even though I can go over the days when I'm feeling well, and compensate in some sense for all the lost time, but that's not the point. The point is to develop this consistent habit. And if you want to develop a consistent habit, then you have to look at the things as like just right enough. So I don't go over, I don't go under. So just developing that mindset, I feel that I will be well equipped in the future, because there would be a lot more temptation. For an example, when I start my business, or once I start doing more professional stand-up comedy, there are going to be more offers coming on my way, and at times I might feel that I should overcome it and take all the offers, but that's not the right approach. And at least at least once I get to that stability that I don't need offers, I can pick offers which resonate with me. So just developing this mindset of not going over or not going under kind of give this uh, attitude to kind of be content. Just say be enough. This is enough for today. I said I will write 3 pages. This is enough for today. I said I will meditate for an hour. This is enough for today. Even though I feel like I can meditate more, which I do at times while lying down or at different places. But no, when I'm sitting down here, I'm just gonna meditate for an hour. In the past, I did meditated less than an hour though, but that's for different reason. But uh, that being said, I am gonna start meditating using Vipassana technique. So if you haven't meditated ever, first of all, I want to call you out on that, because you definitely have meditated. It may not be the the what the world call as meditation, but you definitely meditated in different form, I guess. Like if you ever prayed, if you were a believer or are a believer, and if you ever prayed, that's a type of meditation. If you resonated with a music so much that you can just close your eyes and just feel the music through you, then that's a type of meditation. If you danced and went into this state where you don't care about what anyone is thinking, but you're just letting your body flow through the music, then that's a type of meditation. Uh, Even though traditionally I would probably call it like an altered state than just meditation, but typically meditation is like, sitting at a place and just closing your eyes and focusing on one or the other aspect. And uh, what meditation does is definitely build more concentration. It gives you that unwavering focus on any one thing. And we need that now more than ever, because of instant gratification we get from, say, mobile devices or from any other things. uh, Meditation actually help you to be more patient, and help you to react more calmly when you deal with difficult situations or difficult people. Even though I am nowhere close, I am getting better for sure. Especially with the crisis I am in. When I meditate every single day, I feel a bit better. Because in the worst case scenario, whatever may happen, like even if I don't end up getting job at the right time, I still have all the knowledge with me. I still have all the lessons I've been learning throughout this crisis. I'm still preparing for what I'm going to do next. And whatever I'm going to do next, it's going to be awesome. So I don't have to be too much worried uh, about what's going to happen. I mean, whatever going to happen, it's going to happen. Maybe I won't like it in this moment, but I know what kind of future I visualize and what kind of future lies ahead of me. And that's where I plan to move. So, with that note, I am gonna set an alarm and meditate and enjoy the smoothie. And also, let me turn on the noises in the room. All right, I will see you in an hour. thanks for joining this hour long meditation session. Until tomorrow,